Hey everyone, I just wanted to verify or check in with you all about the upcoming project for week 4. This is the seminal project we have due at the end of this week. And in terms of expectations, I've checked in with many of you guys already on topics and how to think through variables in a more quantitative way. And many of you are perfectly on the right track. A few of you have not heard from, so feel free to take time this week and email me, or we can always set up a one-on-one session to discuss it. But I thought it might be helpful to just discuss expectations in terms of this project that's due at the end of the week. First off, it's a bit of a misnomer because it is labeled a literature review, but my expectation is not for it to be like mock proposal type literature review. That would be above and beyond what I'm looking for this. And that's kind of how it used to be because folks utilized their candidacy paper and massaged it a little bit. I'm wanting it to be more focused on kind of flexing your research analytic brain and then really dive deep into each of your research articles. So think of this less as a literature review and a little bit more of a real beefy annotated bibliography. So that's our goal. So first off, you'll start with an introduction paragraph introducing the variables that you have been researching. That does not need to be multi-page, should be a chunky paragraph letting me know what you're interested in and your posited kind of relationship on how they interact. This is not the time to talk about methodology or how you want to survey. We will have plenty of time to do that week 5 through 7. This is really just an introduction of the topic. Then you will dive into each research article that you reviewed. And within that, I need the heading first, right? Your citation. And below, it is absolutely okay if you write it in bullet points. That's frankly how my brain works, so it works well. This does not have to be long narratives and prose, but the idea should be what is this research about, right? What did they focus on? How did they analyze it, right? If it's quantitative, and even if it's not, right, they must have done something, a meta-analysis or a qualitative study. And then what was this kind of so what they discovered through that? But the next piece that makes it kind of a beefier annotated bibliography is what do you think, right? In what way did the researchers really nail the topic? In what way could the research have been improved, right? What are some limitations? What are some things that are maybe gaping holes in their thinking, which is why you're coming in with kind of your niche idea on your specific topic. So that's what I'm expecting is the bulk of this paper will be the citation and then bullet point discussing what was the research about, what did they do well, and what are the holes within their research. All of these will serve as almost, think of it as in a courtroom, this is evidence, right? You are presenting different pieces of evidence, which culminates in the end into your hypotheses. I say hypotheses, a couple of you guys have two. It is absolutely okay for there to only be one, right? This is not, let's make it more complicated. And the more hypotheses, the more points I get. That's kind of not the point of that. And your hypotheses, I would rather they be just a bullet point rather than another long narrative, right? We need to be able to say, based on this, I posit or opine or suspect or predict, right, that this variable will interact with this variable in this way. Okay. And then you'll have your reference list in APA format. So again, the goal is not for this to be a super writing intensive 20 to 30 page paper. We've stepped away from that. That's really, you guys have just ran the marathon of the candidacy paper, so I don't need you guys to do an ultra marathon with this. We're going to titrate it down, right? We're going to focus our brains on what is most important for this course, which is how does the quantitative, how does the methodology and the research, how does that tie in to what I think is happening with these topics? So as always, let me know if you have any questions. You have my phone number. Send me a message on WhatsApp or text me, email me. We can set up another one-on-one. This will be due by the end of this week, week 4. If life is happening and you need an extension, just communicate with me. I want to be there for you guys, but I am also not a mind reader, so you need to let me know. Hope you guys have a fabulous week, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy June!